we found there are typically 7 enablers to make this work at scale. And if you think about these things, these are the elements you put in place around teams. So it doesn't feel like the organization is beating up teams and making it hard for them to work. The first one is around a broad alignment on purpose, setting up our quarterly business reviews, being clear on why we're doing stuff, what are the outcomes we're measuring on, often using OKRs, objectives and key results, to really be focused at that quarterly cycle of what are we delivering this quarter. The second one is around certainty of team and funding. How do we get certainty of the team to deliver a specific outcome? All the research shows it takes about 3 months for a team to become effective working together. So how do we change it from, I've got something to do, how do I find the people to go work on that? Breaking up the teams every 3 to 6 months to, I've got a solid team which works really well together and I bring work to that team. So if you think that the change in thought is, rather than bringing people to work, we bring work to teams. Then we need to think about, well, how do we structure our teams to have autonomy and collaboration at the heart of what they do, aligning teams around customer-centric missions with flat structures so we can be really clear on providing that autonomy to have end-to-end control over a customer outcome. Number 4 is, how do we empower our people with authority? That's getting the right roles. For those that are more familiar with Agile, the product owner role. Let's be clear around what we're empowering that product owner to do. The chapter leads, for example, but also defining new career paths to really value mastery in the organization, those functional skill sets where we really need to become experts to be the best at what we can do. Number 5 is around setting up the growth mindset culture with embedded test and learn to allow transparency around how we are testing, be outcome-based, data-driven over opinions, and get the right leadership behaviors to support that test and learn. Number 6 is what most people would traditionally think of as Agile, although it's more than this, but it's the sticky notes and stand-ups and things like that that most people think about. But how do we do that with a real focus on iterative delivery and delivering things to market that we can test really fast? And lastly, number 7 is around the flexible architecture and integration. Most would normally think this is about technology architecture. Yes, it is, but it's also around how do we create modules for business architecture as well to share best practices and share learnings across the organization.